Hello all, and welcome to the first beer review in quite some time. The reason for that is, well, I've just been busy, but I'm really looking forward to reviewing beers again. Just a lot has happened. My friends came over, and I had some really interesting beers because we all went to Tap and Barrel, which is Lagunitas Brewing's brew pub. And they have a lot of stuff that I have to go and figure out how I'm going to review because they don't sell growlers of it. They only sell, like, they only sell, basically, you know, they only sell it by the glass. So I have to go and figure out a way I can record a review there because they got some really interesting wild ales. An entire wild ale series that I find really fascinating. That is, I just really want to review it because it's just so out there. Literally, in the case of one of them, which is brewed using yeast gathered from the stratosphere. It's a little bit of stunt beer, but you know what? It's okay. But what are we reviewing today? Well, I decided to go and ease back into it. There's a hurricane passing by to the south of the islands. Pretty weak, so all we're getting is a little bit of wind and rain. Very mild. So we're going to get something that's not too mild. And this is Lagunitas Imperial Stout, 9.9 ABV. Let's go and read the label. Having downed his fourth Imperial Stout of the day, the wild-eyed charlatan from Vladivostok belched and hollered for the Caesarina to enter his chamber and bend herself to his will. The economy was a wreck and revolt was just around the corner. Nicky the Tsar dude was off playing soldier like any pale nobleman with a hemorrhagic skin condition would. Such were the final days of the old regime. Reactionary, decadent, Sputnik, Stroganoff, weird and drunk. But even as the proletariat countryside labored under inhuman conditions, and the threat of being sent to a feudal war in the East, they wisely took the time to slam back an imperial stout or two. After all, life can be a real suka. Suka piat, as they said in the old country. Big, black, bourgeois, Bolshoi, belligerent, buxom, and scary, this is our version of the chaotic end of an era in a bottle. Or just call us at another phone number. Not the best verbiage. I don't know. I kind of generic Russianness for people who... I don't know. I've just found it a little bit cringy, that's all. Well, this has been warming up for quite some time because I've been having some mic problems like I always do. Mic and camera problems like I always do when I don't do this for a while. And I am so looking forward to beer. God, do I love beer. Pouring it into a stout glass today. Pours nice and clean. With a light brown head. Thick light brown head. Completely opaque except at the very thin part of the base here, which has a amber to golden color, but otherwise more or less opaque. Big roasty coffee and cream notes. Dark malts, roasted grains. Some dark chocolate as well. Excuse me, I am going to go and perish these trash stouts. I hate trash stouts. Trash stouts are what steal my chicken's food. Bring the food back in. So, where was I? Some nice dark chocolate and cacao nibs notes there. Let's get to this, shall we? Thick and oily on the palate. with a strong, lasting, bittersweet finish of roasted malts and just a slight amount of bittering hops. Just ever so slightly boozy in the mids to finish. The noise you hear is my chickens pecking the runners of the screen door because they're trying to get the food dots caught in there out. Kind of syrupy notes in the front to mids. There's also a lasting sweetness, lasting hovering sweetness on the palate over that bitterness. Very rich. I would say that this leans more towards the coffee side than the chocolate side, due to the lasting roastiness on the palate as well as persisting bitterness. But all in all, it still has a lot of sugar there, and especially in the mids. Not too distinct upper notes here. Something like very dark rye bread, but not too distinct. It's really what's going on in the palate. All in all, pretty fun, pretty thick, pretty enjoyable. I have to get a new chair. This one's starting to creak. No, I'd be. But it's okay. I'm already like 8 minutes in. I'm not going to go ahead and restart the video for this one. I was so concentrating on my palate, I lost control of the sphincter. It is what it is. You know, this is not a professional beer review. I'm sure some people are going to go and just leave some comments about that. I don't give a shit, you know. If I did, I'd probably be a lot more professional about this. But you know what? I'm really enjoying this. Nothing really too complicated. It's not going to blow you away. Just all in all a great beer. Pretty damn strong. As you can see, I'm already pretty far gone, and I'm only halfway through the glass here. So yeah, what can I say? Rich, malty, slightly incapacitating, just like the label says it is. Now I'm starting to get it. That's your beer review for tonight, folks. Cheers.